Hello, welcome to Nattys Crafts. I'm Natalie. I always do all the crafting. And today I think we're going to do a few Christmas crafts. And I have some stuff from Dollar Tree and I think a few other various places. So we're going to try to craft with that. We'll see what we can come up with. So give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe. When you subscribe, you should hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out. So let's go ahead and go take a look. Let's start with this house that I actually purchased from Aldi for $3 and some change. It's for Halloween, but of course Halloween is over, so let's make it into more of a winterish or Christmas scene. So we're going to take the battery, the battery pack, we're going to put batteries in it. And there was a little cord so that you could see the light when it was in store, so I just disconnected that little cord. And we're just going to put the batteries in. We want to make sure it works, of course. And it does, so that's cute. And then all we're going to do is paint this house. Now, the paint I chose is a very light gray from Martha Stewart. I bought it on sale, I don't know, Hobby Lobby probably a year, maybe even two ago, and I haven't yet used it. I just opened it up. And it's an acrylic paint, and it's actually quite nice to use. It is actually quite an impressive paint because it basically covered up this metal house without much trouble at all. So I was quite happy with it, actually. Now, you can't tell in my video really, but it's actually a really light gray. It's not white. But so what we're going to do, we're just going to paint the house, all four sides. I'm going to leave the roof because I want the roof to be black. Because my house has a black roof, so why wouldn't I want my Christmas house to have a black roof as well? So your first coat is going to most likely have streaks if you use a paintbrush. So I'm okay with those streaks. I just want to get that base coat down to cover that black metal as much as possible. And I'm just going to leave those streaks. I put a rather thick coat on as the first coat. And again, this is an acrylic paint. It's not a chalk paint. If you use chalk paint, you maybe could get away with one coat with a different brush, maybe. And then after I'm done putting that first coat on, I'm going to use one of the sponge brushes. Is that what I'm doing here? What am I doing here? No. Okay, never mind. I'm going to work on the roof next. So for the roof, I'm going to use white paint. It is white. And I'm going to put some little snow droplings all over the roof. Basically, the corners, the edges, the top of the chimney, where you would basically see snow if you were looking at a real house sitting out, you know, in the wild, open, free. So a little at the top, a little around the chimney base, and then a little at the top of the chimney. Beautiful. And then I did actually go back. I'm not going to show it in the video here, but I did go back and I covered the snow with a glitter paint that I got from Dollar Tree. So that was kind of cool, and it is actual glitter, so you are going to get glitter everywhere if you spill it or put it on the table or whatever. But anyway, so I'm just going to do the little snow droplings with the white paint all over the place. And then I go back and I just add a little bit of the glitter paint from Dollar Tree on top of what I've already put there. And so that all, of course, has to dry. Well, I guess we should do both sides of the roof before we let it dry though, huh? So let's do that. All right, so then we're going to let that dry. And while that's drying, we're going to put on some more of that Martha Stewart light gray paint. But we're going to use a sponge brush this time, and we're just going to dab it up and down with a pretty good coat of paint, a pretty thick coat of paint. And it's going to cover up all those streak marks that may be left over from using the paint brush. Now, you could do this for both coats if you wanted to. I thought it was quicker to paint it first and then do the daubing afterward. So that's the way I chose to do it. It's your craft. Do it however you want. Or if you want to see the streaks even, you could do that. And this little roof has a little edge on it. So even while it's wet, if you lay it down on any of its sides, it doesn't touch the table. So that was very convenient for me. So I didn't have to wait for any of the sides to dry. All right, once I've got that all done, I'm just going to let it dry. Well, I'm not going to let it dry. I'm going to dry it. So I'm going to use my hair dryer. Low heat or cool is probably best. And then it's all done. And it was so easy. This took me probably, I don't know, if I wouldn't have been recording, probably 10 minutes. Maybe with dry time, maybe 20 minutes in between to wait. I love it though. It's beautiful. I'm going to use it for my Christmas display. And then we're going to make a Christmas tree collar for one of the small Christmas trees you can find at Dollar Tree or many other places. So I'm going to use this little Christmas tree collar that they had. It's actually from Halloween. It's got some little ghosts or something on it. And I'm just going to cover it up with one of these little towels that they have in the car section. Because it looks a little bit like snow, and typically we use these for snow. So I'm going to put it on to make the tree collar look like it has snow wrapped all around it. And I decided that it was too thick, so I'm going to actually cut it in half so that it is less material that I actually have to work with. So I'm just going to lay it out and just cut it directly in half. I just folded it in half and cut it along the fold. And this turned out perfectly. It was a great size. It worked just great. And then I also have that other piece now I can use for something else. You see I have that other tree collar over there. I was planning on doing 2. I ended up only doing 1. And then what we're going to do is figure out how we want it to lay. This has a really nice sewn edge on it. So I'm going to keep that sewn edge on the outside on the bottom. And that's the part that I'm going to be gluing to the edge of the Christmas tree collar. Is that what they call this at Dollar Tree? I don't know what they call it, but that's what I'm going to call it. So I'm just going to glue the very nice sewn edge down into that little crease of the collar. And I'm just going to glue it all the way around. Now, because this is metal, the hot glue, it dries immediately and it's tricky. So you do have to work pretty fast when you're gluing. If you're using hot glue, you're gonna have to work pretty fast and really press it down pretty hard to make the glue stick to that metal and to the cloth. But I've got it all the way around. It doesn't quite meet in the back, but it's okay because it's the back and I'm not gonna die about it. If you're if you are very picky, you might want to cover that little corner up with another piece. But I was okay with it. And then I'm going to glue it on the inside. The rest of the fabric, to keep it tight on the outside, I'm going to glue the rest inside of the tree collar. And you can see there where it was not gluing well. It was too dry. It was too cool. So I had to fix that. But then once you've got it all glued together, it's ready to go. It could be done just like that. You've got a pretty tree collar for your small Christmas tree. I always have to do extra because that's just how it is. So I'm going to put a little bit of ribbon, and I'm going to kind of wrap ribbon around the middle of the tree collar. And I'm not going to wrap it flat because it is round, and so it's not going to go flat very well. So I'm going to make little ripples in the words. The ribbon says Merry Christmas. I believe this is a pack, a 5-pack, I believe, from Hobby Lobby from last year. And so I'm going to glue this on here. And you'll kind of see how I'm putting it on. But first I want to get the measurement. So I want to wrap it all the way around first to make sure I have enough. And then everywhere, so there's a snowflake, and then it says Merry Christmas, and then a snowflake, and then Merry Christmas. So everywhere that there is a snowflake, that's where I'm going to glue it to the tree collar. And then I'm going to leave a little bit of a bump in the ribbon so it's not laying flat against the collar. And then I'm going to glue the other snowflake on the other side of the words to the tree collar. And I'm just going to do this all the way around. I figured this gave it a little bit of dimension. It gave it a little bit of interest. It wasn't just a flat piece of ribbon. And I kind of like it. It's kind of cute. And it was so easy to do. It's just hot glue. Like literally just hot glue. And then for the end, I wanted it to line up
well, and so I just cut off the end of the first side, and I kind of tuck that in, and then I'm going to glue this second piece on top of that first piece. And I want it so that it doesn't cover up any of the words, so I cut it at the snowflake. And again, this is the back, so it probably doesn't matter, but you know, I want it to look halfway normal. I don't want it to look crazy. And there it is. And I don't have a green tree. This would look much better with a green tree, but I didn't have one out yet, so you get the white tree. But look at how cute it is. I really do think that's cute. I think I can use that. I mean, I am using it. It's on the tree right now. So there you go. There's that. I thank you so much for stopping by Nattys Crafts today. I sure hope you could give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below and be sure to subscribe. When you subscribe, hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out. Please remember to appreciate today, as tomorrow is never promised. Thanks, y'all. Y'all have a great one.